Ebusiafo native for higher for 1G channel no first time aban so any di no book and so I no subscribe am sene benyo news bia no shi bia benyo notification phone so na wetin aba be shafin so man fit be sham more than for so enye bia ready for yini enim sene na parliament here a hobe she about a ruling bi aba controversy bi aba about say be majority be minority ni ade no enim say na no pa ene be kan NDC for MPs for ni be out of force and then call for heading. I call one them because the parliament be 8. I call one them then got majority side. The information which I just say a year Afenyo Markins and then call for a year parliament no. Who say a year out of force and then call for MPs for no. Makotina on no position majority no. Yes, I'm call ya no P almost say or more proceeding name proceeding each na. Just say a year Beka Afenyo Markins chim ni intia or say on yes proceeding near proceeding each because or say after court day a year ruling aba. Speaker aba being declares or women majority and the women minority. Intenya there or no or by parliament beam or coffee on any MPs or more coffee. Just say Beka a media for ni bearding. I got on more a parliament. As this name who I made them busy questions are near my ICO parliament no a days in more me pa as we speak right now so a year back MP back also yeah channel pa just also enyas and coming good things in me of course about near them come out at us.
I mean Ghana we've gone very far. We've over the years we've got very good a lawyer, very good judges.
Okay, this is a breaking story.
Okay.
The embassy is here and say NPP members of parliament must stage walk out. Oma peer free, Mrasha Bedja Fia Sabreya, Yakase, also Munya, and Tenase, and Mabi Bianco, more call, Oma Chia Faso, a Pia quality, Yagotier, a minority leader,
and gave a clear indication that the matter will be pursued further at the Supreme Court. So on Friday, another process was filed by me, and the Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision, determined the matter.
Chief Justice, Judge, would you put the Chief Justice can come and direct the Speaker about proceedings in the House? One need to me. That is what the Constitution says. And so, sir, this is you do directives only from the Speaker. And so, as far as we are concerned, we are complying with the law. Speaker Babeka has something else, then we'll see where we take it from.
And your first say you to one side. And your face. But the point is that Omra now change the way to proceed. So if he said Obebu Supreme Court as so NMTR, that is his discretion, okay? But I don't think Speaker of Parliament want to do that. He only Emrano, Omu Emrano NDC for the person now. We are here to build Ghana. We are here say Ghana. This house should be a house of decency. What I say, we are called honorable members. It's not for anything for us to be called honorable members. So I say it may behave as such. Now Speaker of Parliament. They now Speaker of Parliament. I say. I no declare seat no vacant no. Yes side obi queen. Yes obi bowa. Yantiasie. You who say the remedy no to go to court. Court akasa. Or some also I respected the court no. I can no munya say and Supreme Court I say Supreme Court a command there you there. Na court here also now akasa. Yema emra eni enim na magana entum.
And from Tuesday when the matter erupted on the floor, exactly a week today. The long and short is that Parliament will do what he has to do today. The court order sadly is not directed at any entity of Parliament, and Parliament is rendered functional by some public officers, including the Speaker, the Clerk to Parliament, the Marshal, and of course the leadership. The nebulous nature of the stay granted by the Supreme Court is such that I don't know who is to stay what. And so members of Parliament Libya
yɛne ɔmo kasa nje bia ne yɛne ɔmo kasa no ɔmo na wate ɔmo nka so far honorable majority member of parliament for the good people of time mami ntie obi o
yeah me that's me the same speaker na and ɔmo be rating is say we declare 4 seat vacant no speaker na they declare MPP so a majority caucus 137 equals to 137 and this boy 137 and MPP now we are 137
yes
say pay but emra yewura first deputy speaker ote ase oye na nwese oni MPP beye business no speaker declare MPP caucus no as the majority caucus that time they were happy mama say me no Kingsley nyako ojina ho ka say NDC ye lawless na
we honorable members of parliament
and honorable member of parliament speaker ma directives speaker ruling no when we say speaker na better na konyo so am a different ruling na and am person mo kire say parliament should be run from the Supreme Court yeah challenging nyina no Supreme Court cannot rule even if Supreme Court gives a ruling it must take effect with a pronouncement from the speaker. So until the speaker never keep pronouncement contrary to the annual kind, no, we are the majority. You quite majority. No flowery word, no amount of coercion. Say, oh, you're honorable member. Enti jane ye mumra so. No. Emrana nkasa eti hono. Ubi sa question be. Say, right to representation.
That's right.
Constitution nkasa created a condition where some people will not be represented. When you go and elect a leader and an MP in the midstream, social contractor owning a sign obe break here, that person cannot represent you.
True.
Into constitution and Article 97 are creating conditions where some people will not be represented. Into any perpetuity. So constitution say everybody must be represented at every time. Otherwise, when somebody commits a crime, has a member of parliament, that person cannot continue. ABC in Kranza South. Kranza North.
Yeah, Kranza North.
Emra Yura, I'm wanting. Your chain of Bruce say he was into drugs.
Yeah.
It's the people who voted for him. But at that point in time, they lost their representation.
That's right.
And your Supreme Court, you are chief case in free hall. At Samreno, now say no for any representation. And ABC now, you same free hall in 2020. The same as same. The first deputy, second deputy speaker. No, we hear representation. And the constitution and Qatar created, and until I will say, 6 months before election, say BBC no be losing a member of parliament through any of articles 1 to 97 1 to G. That constituency will not be replaced with a member of parliament.
Okay,
and it is never wholly true.
Me say we free. I will call parliament here.
Very much.
Who could agree ben na dey ko?
Agree me ko and say speaker really now no ya woda say NDC a majority in our house majority side etna on the right of the speaker. And to me ko yi me ko akotena on the majority side. Se me kona majority side akonwa na ye ma kwan ya me fa so metana se bia no metana me pa akonwa e majority side ho atana so
no be kwan be
kwan ya obehu obehu TV no so obehu se meti majority side
Mr. Adamo luminary and I say the evergreen ever youthful Chachuchi Kata Esquire lawyer what share on social media say the state of our justice system is even worse than the state of our economy.
That's correct.
Yeah, would you agree with him?
I fully agree with him. I fully agree with
him.
Yes, I fully agree with him. That the state of our justice is very bad, it's totally unacceptable.
I was unfortunate for any share on video at Sebeka. MPP MPs for Afenyo Markins in the Markins in the video now my work out or must work out of free parliament. I'm saying proceeding near a beka a bambabin eba beka upon say a Supreme Court for the ruling ambano. Sign in himself and come on metnational. Yes, on my day on my P. Say video new who yes Afenyo Markins say P as in a white color or so in a dear on the MPs for me on my say parliament because baby on matano hona NDC for Rockaway and Wakotana. Omontias and Intias Hna. In your video no. Owe no more trust no more can say. Ebeka MDC MPB baby a trim no I can say. The intia buwa ni declared movie can near the buwa ko independent near the because momo ko independent na enya dia yebeka so mo even say first na nkomo MPP a no mo ko independent sem before ye meeting o me de mo tun za from sem before kwa akoko file nomination enya de mo ko mo musika e mo botom sika mo rede omno kwa sa nomination fano enti beka di ntia sa kuka na sorry ewo parliament no eno na kwam minkan na babo ntia beka say the regional council here atwete nsembia information here kwa kwatete na enyas ngto kam ningu tinse na
akoso ba of government parliament arm of government. In fact, parliament and the Supreme Court budget mo de na djuma say parliament and Supreme Court sika onya sika na wakoya djuma enti also who say ensa ye di fidu no yankasa ansa no.
On the basis of that, so for the speaker tray, edit to social media no, at to screen so near any common kakra. Now, menkai a tear for ne, as your force a jar Richard Anamo, a jar Richard Anamo, Abekan, studio say, in fact, why spokesperson, Emma NDC Manu Kono on infrastructure, about quine, Suku dying, I had a Sabia on summer, or no, NDC in Shisha, the Kafaono. On the Kasama NDC. But now they are buy. Said ye democracy, and then I'm out for saying
that's Minia. At a connect
road. Just this morning, whip. Why an Adrian said one on the year, what by Juman 70 will ratch him by now, I got to baby or better. And of course, this happened at a time, speaker no, through the deputy marshal, what this statement better about say at 8 a.m. and I'll be my kwama. And then another thing you should also know is another chief
best of parliament, Electoral Commission, you know. It is not an intent of action, action by itself. Action you take because declaration is I me get to say me jina NDC dimu and I contest the election, you know. NDC I didn't pay filing fee. It was paid by the headquarters. Kobisa yewura Amenfi Central MP no. Kobisa ne say ne filing fee no ha netua ma no. Eyo no ha netua because it's independent. Kwachiaka. He's automatically left the NDC.
As I say Joanna Jan and
yes.
Parliamentary candidate.
Yes. And you don't need somebody to come and write officially to you say my free party no. It flows automatically. It flows directly. But be we hear evidence and they say also obi aye bonne or breach parliamentary immunity and privileges. You need a committee and also no constitutional prescribe what needs to be done. But in the other instances, it is clear. Sabi obi wua. Do you need evidence to show that the person is off? You don't need that evidence.
I need that whole
clear. The parents are across the carpet or another political party.
And you have declared that.
And you have declared some party for that declaration is done with the filing commission. Any notice of poll now about Bontino.
Okay.
The framers of the constitution foresaw this
happening. And that's why they put it in there.
Argument. Mangasabunia penny collectors avoka. Will make here and move from Mbrano about common sense. Say common sensically no. Adiebu was yenina yeni titru. Only a corner where declares as say no. 1 year running on the ticket of the political party, but will go independent. Be wabra no make his argument. We are saying you na yefani komo radio mame.
The question is, those who are going independent, which party did they get letters to go and file? So can a party file 2 candidates? No. The NPP had filed their party candidates with the Electoral Commission. NDC, we had equally done so. So, having filed for a different party, you cease to belong to that party. That brought you to this other house. Having filed as an independent candidate, you failed or you have ceased to belong to that party. That brought you here. Or to the group, you have betrayed the group that brought you here. And therefore, you don't belong to them again. And that is squarely caught by Article 97 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, having filed your nomination, let's be very fair and talk about common sense. Is the NPP or even we here saying that if we are going to have a caucus meeting to strategize on how to win the election, those who left our parties here and have filed an independent rep, we will invite them to that meeting? No. You will not invite them to that meeting. You will not invite them. Mr. Speaker, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is going around campaigning. Are we suggesting that the MP for Suhum and the MP for Cynthia Agona West I go around with him campaigning on what ticket? And what ticket? On what ticket? And similarly, the MP from our side in the western north region, without common sense, that they are no more belonging to those parties. They have seen
common sense na honorable Cletus Avoka ejina so erechire MPC omo bobre. So is it that plain and simple, black and white? So why all this menjini nyama no may work was way? If it is that plain and simple, I think
it's basically, as I said, it's basically the interference by the Supreme Court. You know,
interference.
Yeah, I think it's absolute interference. It was uncalled for. It was unnecessary for the Supreme Court to.
So they could have avoided it.
They could have avoided it.
How?
By just simply saying that we have received your dissent. Okay, however, come by notice. Okay, this is an ex-party application, which means that on the blind side of the NDC. So come by notice means that serve this one to the NDC.
Okay.
And then both of you come to us.
Okay.
You know, then we can look at it. Whether, you see, first, when you say interpretation, it means there is some kind of ambiguity.
Yeah.
There's some problem interpreted in different ways. If you read all those statements there, there's nothing in that part of the Constitution that creates any ambiguity.
Article 971 GH.
Everything about, you know, the
tenure of office.
Yeah, there's no ambiguity there. There's nothing there that tells you that you should interpret it. Yeah, you should interpret it one way or the other, for which you should go to the Parliament. And I'm happy that the former CJ, said that, look, it looks like our Supreme Court has become too predictable.
Wow.
You know, which is very, very sad. You know, very, very sad. Because
the former Attorney General.
Yeah, that's right. You know, no, the former Chief Justice.
Chief Justice,
yes,
okay.
You know, the issue here is that there are several judgments of the same Supreme Court that has criticized the lower courts, where at times somebody just comes and I'm handling a case at the High Court, and for which there's need for interpretation, then they rush it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has held that where there is
abusanfoneti for any information about to announce was a meeting for Pemasem no. Yeah, Mamma News. So at the first video now pop out to see and just say and a breaking news part just say anything to ama a NPP MPs for no in a year Afenyo magazine do many say dear yeah any so on our way the minority. There's one tiasi the intia out of force and then call for no what's na a majority side. I just say or more general wanted to move Parliament one of me then was maybe I'm going to the position. Says idea any day work out no stage work out. I just say any dom some may no Parliament be because so man's be on position one day and you don't remember Parliament now Parliament china. Because this become having company and tenancy. Mura no just say become ruling a proceeding Bible Cosono. And I'm who say a go for our hotel more position to the idea near so a coffee. I am someone now sequence or mokufi and say a media's funny beard a catch more anymore. No did in common can't say or much Jim the intent of my heading on my P. One NPP MP so in the information which I say at channel. Some information equity free a year NDC MPB on so about on term update. Just na enyas and to attention why then I strike a become Parliament for just a more remember okay can see me beat my heading actually I drink comment such a bit to a share more down for so any be actually higher for 1G.